Coming to you from his studio in downtown San Francisco, this is the Backstage Bay Area podcast. And now, here's your host, Steve Roby.
Hey, welcome to Backstage Bay Area. Thanks for being here. I'm your host, Steve Roby. Today we are celebrating a true living legend of the San Francisco Bay Area music scene, Roger Glenn, a multi-instrumental wizard who has spent decades elevating the music of icons such as Dizzy Gillespie and Taj Mahal. We're diving into the vibrant world of Latin jazz and Afro-Caribbean rhythms with a man who is finally stepping into the spotlight with his first album as a leader in 50 years. Roger Glenn joins me now. Hi, Roger. Welcome to Backstage Bay Area.
Steve, it's a pleasure. Glad to be here.
I'm so glad you could join us. Roger, you grew up in the heart of jazz history. Your father, Tyree Glenn, was a mainstay in the orchestras of Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong. How did being raised in that environment, surrounded by jazz royalty, shape your decision to master more than 18 different instruments?
It was definitely an inspirational moment growing up in that environment and meeting and knowing these people, and then also having the honor of being able to play with some of them. When I was working with my father, I called that like getting my PhD because when we were playing, we had people like Joe Jones on drums, who was with the Count Basie Orchestra. I had Slam Stewart, who wrote Flatfoot Flugy with the Floyd.
Yeah.
We had Wynton Kelly on the piano, who would work with Miles and working with my father. And my father would always say, always play with people who are better than you, because if it isn't sounding right, it's you. So it has been really a great ride.
I imagine. God, what a lineup of names there you just mentioned.
It's also that great day in Harlem picture of all the jazz musicians.
Yep.
My father had asked me if I wanted to go there, and I said, "No, that's your friend. I'm going to go play with my friends." Little did I know later on I'd be playing with a lot of these people.
Wow.
Mary Lou Williams in there, and was the first person I've recorded with, and it just goes on and on.
Wow. And that's such an iconic picture, too. I love that photo.
Yeah.
So, Roger, you spent the last half century as a secret weapon for other artists, but your new record, My Latin Heart, is strictly your own statement. After 50 years since your last solo outing, what made 2025 the right moment to capture these original compositions?
I had recorded it earlier, but there were reasons why I felt that COVID, let's do it in reverse order, COVID had hit. So I figured people aren't going to go out to hear music. Sometimes the reality of putting out music, it's like a calling card. It's not that you're going to live off the album or CD. It's like, here I am. I'd love to be able to play at places, but if everything was closed at the time, it was that. Then before COVID, there was the economy had sunk. Nobody's going to go out to spend money. And then another thing I was thinking about was for Grammy consideration. And at the time, as soon as I finished this album, the Grammys were eliminated the Latin jazz segment. So said, so it's one thing after the other. And now I just said, I'll just put it out there.
I'm glad you did, too.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that.
It's a great album. So the first track we're going to hear today is called Zambos Mambo. This one showcases your incredible flute work and has been making serious waves on the Jazz Week charts lately. Could you tell us about the inspiration for this track and the specific energy you wanted to bring to the album's opening?
Zambos Mambo. First off, Zambos were Black slaves who were able to get away from slavery, and the indigenous Native Americans here took them in, and they were called, in some areas they were called Zambos. So that's where that term came about. Mm-hmm. So all my songs have several back meanings. It isn't just, I think I'll call this Toodaloo or whatever. So that's the motivation in regards to that particular song.
And could you tell me who were you featuring on this track?
Oh, gosh. Of course, Rael Vieto, who co-produced with me, David K. Matthews on piano, David Belev on bass, Paul Van Wachenhagen on drums, Derek Rolando on congas. On some of the other recording songs, I also had John Santos and Michael Spiro, but they were the other people, the five others were the core of this album.
Oh, let's give it a listen now. Here's Zambos Mambo by Roger Glenn, and you're listening to
Zambos Mambo.
Zambos Mambo by Roger Glenn. Here on Backstage Bay Area. I got to get a new script writer. Let's play the song. just heard Zambos Mambo by Roger Glenn. It's from his new album, My Latin Heart. Roger, beyond the music, you are a man of many pursuits, a civil air patrol pilot, a civil air patrol pilot, and a sailor. Does the discipline and perspective you find in the cockpit or on the water ever inform you how to lead an ensemble or approach a complex 6/8 rhythm?
I think I've always had a love for aviation. I have multi-engine rating. I had a helicopter rating also. I love flying and I love sailing. It was one of the motivations when I was working with Mongo Santa Maria and we came out to California, and it was because I'm originally from around New York City, and it was great weather, sailing, people were doing sailing, great flying weather, and I didn't have to shovel snow as opposed to just skiing on it.
Yeah.
And so that was some of the reasons why I came here. I'm sorry, what was the original part of the question though?
So with your experience as a pilot and a sailor, does that ever filter into the way you approach work with your ensemble?
Music, of course, very much so. I mean, a lot of people growing up in an era where people were taking psychedelics, different drugs and stuff like that to be creative, quote unquote. I've never done drugs. I don't drink, but I have images in my mind of sailing or flying that inspires me. So that's my drug of choice.
Good one too, yeah. So I want to discuss the song Congo Square, which features your excellent vibraphone work. You've described this piece as a tribute to the cultural fusion that gave rise to American music. How did your time in New Orleans with Taj Mahal inspire the way you arranged this particular blend of European and African currents?
It's not just working with Taj. I mean, I was able to go to Congo Square and on my own, and I saw it, but it's always been a factor with me in regards to the thing about the different cultures coming together in this country and in the Americas in general. And so, working with Taj, we were doing a lot of blues there, and you look at the history of how in this country blues came about. I just say that in these cultures, European and African cultures, for example, coming together and what they created it in a new world for them, as well as indigenous people who were here contributed. And we're all human beings. I mean, the politics of the world, unfortunately, we're talking about slavery at this time, but the thing is, human beings coming together from their travels, they create other new dynamics in the music, and that to me, in terms of the final outlook of things, is most important. The policies, the indifferences. I mean, that if we can get past those indifferences, we won't have to talk about slavery. We won't have to talk about women's rights. It's already there. It's part of our psychic.
Yeah, I look forward to that day myself.
So do I.
Let's listen to Congo Square by Roger Glenn.
By the way, it is a combination of European music. It opens up with a European type composition that I put together, European sign, and then it goes into a 6/8 African rhythm, and then the two blend together. It just shows what is capable.
Well, let's listen closely to that, and thank you for explaining that, Roger. This is Congo Square by Roger Glenn, and when we come back, I'll ask Roger about his upcoming show in Half Moon Bay. was Roger Glenn performing Congo Square from his album My Latin Heart, which is available now. Roger, you're bringing the Latin Jazz Ensemble to the Bach Dancing and Dynamite Society in Half Moon Bay. I love the title of that venue. That venue has such a storied history in jazz in the Bay Area. What can the audience expect from this lineup, including special guests Ray Obiedo on guitar?
Hopefully it will be a really great concert. I also have, aside from the album, playing songs from the album, I also will be doing some new stuff that I'm working on that'll be coming out. And by the way, this is on March 8th, and there are just a few tickets left. So please come and check that. If not, also, I'm over at the May House in Palo Alto on March 27th. So a lot of things are happening. What to expect, hopefully a great time. Every time we've played, we have people really love it. And in case you can't get there, also on the Bach, we're also doing live streaming. Just go on, look up the Bach, and they'll show you how to do that also.
That's a great option. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I was wondering, how does the global reach of radio support for My Latin Heart influence your desire to connect with audiences on Northern California?
Oh, very much so. I mean, I've done interviews in Europe, all over the United States, as far down. People are playing my music down in Australia, various parts of Europe. I look forward to being able to play these places. The people are listening. What's necessary, though, is to get the promoters to book gigs for you. That's the hard part. But the reception of what you guys are doing over the airwaves and stuff like that is tremendous. I mean, people are really, really following the music.
Yeah, it's different these days of how do you get the word out.
Yeah, we've done everything. I mean, excuse me, the Jazz Week's charts has been up. It's been up for 23 weeks, and it's in the top 30. It peaked at 14, and it's continuing on. So there are various all the indicators indicating that you'd have a great time if you book us all over the world.
Well, congratulations on that too. And
travel inspires my music, because I'm spreading the word out. It isn't just about playing songs; it's about sending messages to people that we're doing. As an instrumentalist, I'm doing the international language, which is music. In regards to that, I'm not putting words in your head. I'm putting ideas in your head of you can come to your own conclusions, but with the positive vibes that I'm putting out in the music, hopefully that will relate to their everyday life in regards to dealing with each other.
Absolutely. And let me remind our listeners, you can catch the Roger Glenn Latin Jazz Ensemble performing music from his new release, My Latin Heart, at the Bach Dancing and Dynamite Society in Half Moon Bay on Sunday, March 8th. The show begins at 4:30 p.m. with an online streaming option available as well. For tickets and more information, visit bachddsoc.org or go to rogerglennjazz.com. You can also find a ticket link in the podcast show notes for this episode. Roger, it's been an absolute honor to have you on the show. Thank you for keeping the rhythm alive.
Thank you. I should also mention that I will also be playing on March 27th at the May House in Palo Alto.
Absolutely. Yeah, go check them out there too, for those of you in the South Bay. Thank you again, Roger, for being on the show.
Thank you, Steve. It's really been a pleasure and an honor. And all I can say is keep jazz alive.
Yeah, we're doing that in the 415. Backstage Bay Area will return after these important messages.
Are you a jazz musician preparing for a run in San Francisco? The Backstage Bay Area podcast wants to help tell your story. We are currently filling our guest lineup with the artists keeping the jazz scene alive. If you have dates booked at a local club or concert hall, let's get you on the mic to discuss your latest work. Connect with us directly. Send an email to backstage.sfbay@gmail.com. Just let us know when you'll be playing in San Francisco. That's backstage.sfbay@gmail.com.
Backstage Bay Area is dedicated to keeping jazz alive in the 415 by spotlighting the artists, presenters, and venues that sustain this music. The most meaningful way to support local jazz is simple. Show up, buy a ticket, and experience the music live. Visit BackstageBayArea.com and explore our upcoming concerts section, featuring both a weekly guide and a weekend guide to jazz shows across the region, plus the latest concert news. Thank you for keeping jazz alive in the 415.
You've been listening to the Backstage Bay Area podcast. Visit us on the web at BackstageBayArea.com. And don't forget to keep jazz alive in the 415.